Greetings from Accra, Ghana. On behalf of the Rwandan High Commission in Ghana, I would like to thank you for participating in commemorating for the 26th time the genocide perpetrated against the Tutsi in Rwanda. This is the time when we, Rwandans everywhere, together with our friends from across the globe, remember and honor the loss of our loved ones. Over 1 million innocent lives that perished in 100 days between April and June 1994. As per the program, let us start with the national anthems of the Republic of Rwanda and of the Republic of Ghana. And please stay with us for the rest of the program as will be displayed on the screens. May I now kindly ask that we observe a minute of silence in memory of our loved ones that we lost. The next activity will be to light the flame of remembrance and hope, known in Kinyarwanda as Urumuri Rutazima. The youth are also taking part in this important activity as a sign of hope for the future of Rwanda. Following the activity of lighting the flame of remembrance, we'll now hear a message by Dr. Vladimir Danso, Professor of International Relations and a friend of Rwanda.
My name is Vladimir Danso, a professor of international relations, and I have been a follower and a student of international relations throughout. One of the bitterest pages of global history is the Tutsi genocide in Rwanda, which was ended by the gallant men and women under the able leadership of Paul Kagame in 1994. Between 1959 and 1990, there were signs that efforts were being made to, one way or the other, exterminate the Tutsis from their homeland. A lot of things were done against them. The refugee problem was created. And finally, under the able leadership of Paul Kagame, they were able to outturn the events. This event was looked on by the international community. Labeling it as genocide was a difficulty for the United Nations. Thank God, things were brought to a halt. Now that we're celebrating this event, it's our hope that the world will understand what genocide is, and when there is the extermination of some tribe or some ethnic group, we'll stand up in one accord to stem the tide. It is not only when it is our friends, like our acceptance of the Holocaust as genocidal, but then the Tutsi one was that lackadaisical towards lackadaisical attitude towards the genocide in Tutsi land. We believe that as gallant men and women in Rwanda celebrate this occasion, we'll be in one with them to say never again and never again. I have been a visitor to Rwanda almost every year, and I'm fascinated by the very fact that the development that is going on clears the way for us to forget what happened. The Rwanda people are now one. You don't see a Tutsi, you don't see a Hutu, and all thanks to the able leadership of Paul Kagame. I doff my hat for him, and we pray that the good Lord helps the Rwandese people celebrating this event this year to remember, that's their slogan goes, never again.
We'll now hear messages of two young Rwandans living in Ghana. They represent many other youth of the Rwandan diaspora in Ghana.
My name is Farha Gafaranga. I am part of the Rwandan diaspora in Ghana. I go to Ashus University, pursuing business administration. I am a post-genocide against Tutsi child who every day lives with its lasting wounds. I grew up in a generation without grandparents to tell us the stories left behind by our ancestors, as I gradually witness our culture fading. I see my cousins being called orphans. I see my aunties mending their broken souls. I see my uncles teaching their still aching bones, all because of the genocide that took place in 1994 against Tutsi. We remember all the Tutsi whose lives were taken, whose families were exterminated, and whose dreams were not lived up to. We honor you. As the young generation, we will not tolerate anybody who belittles genocide against Tutsi. It is our responsibility to remember, unite, renew, as we join hands and forces together to say and put in action, never again. I thank our leaders who ran fast into the unknown, who put their interests aside to protect us and pull us into the bright future we have today.
My name is Lisa Princess Ichilezi. I'm part of the Rwandan diaspora in Ghana. I was born by parents who are both survivors of the genocide against Tutsi in 1984. I am lucky because through their resilience, survival, and hope, I got life. In the 1994 genocide against Tutsi, I lost grandparents, uncles, aunts, and cousins. Some of these families were wiped out, leaving no one to tell. I am their voice. We remember all the Tutsis whose lives were taken away in 1984. We remember them for the lives they lived, for the love they shared, for their dreams and talents, for their heroism and the love for the country. We remember them because not having them led to incomplete family trees for us. It took away our chance to learn from them, to work with them, and to live with them. To the survivors of the genocide against Tutsi in 1894, your resilience is the strong foundation our country builds on. We live because you live. Comere. To the post-genocide generation, it's our duty that what happened will never repeat itself. The tomorrow's narrative of the genocide against Tutsi will depend on how much we've learned from our parents who survived the genocide against Tutsi. Let's remember, unite, and renew.
tudatongana ntihaciye kabiri abakoroni baraza amacakubiri araganza umuntu azira uko yavutse maze urwo rwambyaye rucura imiborogo n'akarengane karagusanga Rwanda nziza Rwanda waruteye neza wari nziza temba amata n'ubuki bataraza ngo bakuremema amacakubiri Rwanda we ihorere Rwanda nziza ihorere mugongo waduhetse Rwanda we ihorere gihugu cyacu Rwanda we Genocide yakorewe abatutsi Rwanda we twebwe urubyiruko tuguha icyizere cy'uko bitazongera ninjye wavutse kugira ngo nzahoze urya wababaye ninjye wavutse kugira ngo Rwanda uhore utengamaye ingaruka z'amacakubiri zo zatumye umuntu yicishwa ubuhiri ubu tuzi agaciro ko gushyira hamwe tukaba umuntu umwe kuko bitugejeje kure nubwo wabibwe mu rwango nawe ukarengane kakagusanga Rwanda we ihorere Rwanda nziza ihorere mugongo waduhetse Rwanda we ihorere gihugu cyacu Rwanda we Genocide yakorewe abatutsi Rwanda we twebwe urubyiruko tuguha icyizere cy'uko bitazongera ubu ingaruka z'amacakubiri nizo zatumye umuntu yicisha undi ubuhiri ubu tuzi agaciro ko gushyira hamwe tukaba umuntu umwe kuko bitugejeje kure nubwo wabibwe mu rwango n'akarengane kakagusanga ihorere
Following the messages of the Rwandan youth, we are honored to have been joined by Her Excellency Claudia Tabe Quintero, Ambassador of the Republic of Colombia in Ghana, and Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. We now hear her message.
As Dean of the Diplomatic Corps of Ghana, I wish to express my respect and solidarity to the people of Rwanda, who today are commemorating the genocide against the Tutsi in the year 1994. We want to pay tribute and honor those who lost their life, and at the same time commend the leadership of President Paul Kagame, who has been able to call his people to embrace unity and reconciliation as a way to uplift the country from that tragical history and to inclusive the socio-economic transformation. The lessons learned and given by the Rwanda people and the experience has shown that every country and every state has the obligation to respect human rights.
Kwibuka 26, statement made by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana. As we commemorate the 26th anniversary of the Rwandan genocide, beginning 7th April 2020, the government and people of Ghana joined the government and people of Rwanda in memory of the victims of the 1994 Rwandan genocide against the Tutsi. Ghana renews its solidarity with the government and people of Rwanda, particularly the families of the victims, their loved ones, and survivors. The 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda saw the murder in 3 months of more than 1 million people. The greatest homage we can pay to the victims of this dark episode in human history is to stand together and renew our pledge that, by the grace of God and our own common will, never again shall we allow humanity to perpetuate such gruesome evil against humanity. The UN General Assembly unanimously adopted Resolution A/72/L31 of 26 January 2018, designating 7th April as the International Day of Reflection on the 1994 genocide against Tutsi in Rwanda. Prevention and repression of the crime of genocide and its denial is an obligation of states. Genocide is not only a violation of human rights, but also a threat to international peace and security. Ghana, therefore, calls on all member states of the United Nations and all humanity to show true commitment to the fight against genocide. Now is the time to hear the message of Her Excellency the High Commissioner of the Republic of Rwanda in Ghana, Dr. Isa Kirabukakira.
Dear leaders, partners and friends of Rwanda, dear fellow Rwandans, as we continue to commemorate, remember and honor the over 1 million innocent lives we lost in the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, I would like to thank each one of you who has stood with us during this period, especially being amidst the challenges of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Time has not dimmed the memory of our loved ones. It has instead given us more resolve to live out the values they cherished and aspired to achieve. I would like to pay special tribute to the survivors of genocide, to whom we are most grateful as a people and as a nation, for it is through your willingness to forgive and move on that allowed us all as Rwandans to embrace unity and reconciliation. Yet even then, it wouldn't have been possible without the able, people-centered, and purposeful leadership of our President, His Excellency Paul Kagame. I'd also like to pay special tribute and honor to the Rwanda Patriotic Army, the then military wing of the Rwanda Patriotic Front, which under the command of President Paul Kagame, single-handedly stopped the genocide as the international community looked on. To these young men and women who sacrificed their lives to undertake an almost insurmountable task and against all odds stopped this genocide and liberated our country, some paying the ultimate price, we shall never forget you. The theme of this year's commemoration is Remember, Unite and Renew. As we continue to remember and honor our loved ones, we also reflect on this dark history, draw lessons from it, and forge a better future to ensure genocide never happens again. Painful as it is, this is absolutely necessary so that we confront and continue to fight the genocide, denial, and revisionism, which from the very beginning is part and parcel of the genocide ideology cycle, and whose aim is to contort history, destroy the truth, and negate the evil perpetrated by the genocidaires. To this we say, Rwanda has changed for good. It shall never happen again. I wish to take this opportunity to also call upon the international community to heed to the Security Council Resolution 2150 on prevention and fighting against genocide and other serious crimes under international law, which underscores the importance of taking into account lessons learned from the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda. It condemns without reservation any denial of this genocide and urges member states to develop educational programs that will inculcate future generations with the lessons from this genocide in order to help prevent future genocides. And further, it welcomes efforts by member states to investigate and prosecute those accused of this genocide. Dear friends, partners, fellow Rwandans, genocide is not only a violation of human rights, but a threat to international peace and justice, and never again is a call to all humanity. I'm honored and humbled to note that Rwandans and Rwanda has risen out of these ashes and heeded to that call way beyond our borders, to the global arena, where its uniformed men and women today contribute a significant portion of the UN peacekeeping force. At home, from this dark and tragic history, Rwandans have made tough but lasting choices to embrace unity instead of divisionism, inclusive governance instead of winner takes it all, teamwork, transparency, and accountability where everyone's voice matters, and thinking big, stretching our imagination to always aim for the very best. All these milestones have been achieved inclusively under the inspirational and visionary leadership of our President, His Excellency Paul Kagame. As part of our commemoration, we do light a candle as a symbol of hope, of a brighter future. The truth is, over the years, this light and hope is increasingly becoming a reality in the lives of ordinary Rwandans. That transformation is real. We also see a brighter future for our young ones, and through these reflective periods, we engage and encourage them to take on the role of leadership, always remembering where we have come from, choosing to learn from, and not to be defined by our past, and above all, upholding unity and dignity of all Rwandans. As we continue to remember, we will strive to uphold it with God's help. I thank you.
Genocide yakorewe Abatutsi turushaho gufata